Welcome back to the Knight's Table. Pull up a seat and enjoy the ride.
On the last episode, Keke Smith gave us the rundown on Panama.
And Angelica shared her youth perspective on what it means to be wealthy.
We also had Jen Rivera, the owner of Pole to Pole Fitness.
And we closed out the show using generative AI to bring you the track, Stacks on Stacks.
Since we explored growing wealth, we all know wealth is good, but it's not that easy to maintain all the time, is it?
For this episode, we wanted to explore how to get through tough situations, or how we'd like to call them, life's hurdles.
I can give you two quick. Being stabbed at 13 over a basketball game, kind of mentally damaging. It takes a lot to get over something like that. Certain things remind you of being stabbed. A family member goes through drug abuse. We had to figure out the best way to get them help. The only way we actually got them help is letting them ask. We knew that it was hard for them to do. They really wanted to help when they finally asked for help.
In this episode, Keke will tell us about the favelas and caipirinhas in Brazil.
We speak with David Corley about his reintegration into normal life.
Kim and Beth stopped by to give us two different perspectives about mental well-being and drug use.
And the Nigels blessed us with their presence and brought us a present with their new track, The Nightline.
Nightline will be released May 13th, 2025 on YouTube. Check out what we got for you on this one. So far, we've been to Indianapolis and Panama. Time to go further south. Brazil is known for Carnival, the Amazon rainforest, and being a soccer powerhouse. Rio de Janeiro was the capital of the Portuguese Empire for 13 years in the 1800s. And beyond the well-known Portuguese and African influences, Brazil boasts the largest communities of Japanese, Lebanese, and Italians outside of their respective homes. Prison inmates can reduce their sentence by 4 days for every book that they read, encouraging literacy and rehabilitation. Much like New Jersey, Brazil is a full-service gas station area where they have frentistas that pump your gas. Big Zero is a stadium that passes through the equator, which means that the game is played on different hemispheres. Brazil is the largest coffee powerhouse in the world for the last 150 years, producing about 39% of the world's coffee production. Keke Smith is back again, and this time from the largest country in South America. How was your overall experience in the country?
I went for an extended weekend, so it was very short, but I did love every last minute of it. The weather was good, food was good, the past vibe was actually short.
You mentioned the food. Describe the cuisine and which was your favorite.
I did experience their buffets. I went to 2 or 3. I did have one of their famous dishes, feijoada. It's like a rice, beef stew, and a few other things in there. And then one of their drinks, caipirinha.
I've tried the caipirinha before. Those are delicious with the sugar cane. The feijoada I've wanted to try, but I haven't found a place that's authentic anywhere near me. And Brazilian steakhouses are all over the place, where you flip your poster or a little statue, and then they bring you the meats, or you stop the meats depending on what you want. That's one of the famous things about Brazil. What other famous landmarks did you visit while you were in the country?
Of course, the big Christ statue, one of the biggest sightseeing landmarks there. It's huge, bigger than what I thought it was. From our hotel, we were able to see a little snippet of it. And once we got there, take an escalator up there, then it was so packed. It took a very long time to get a nice picture because everyone is up there. From there, we went to a Sugarloaf Mountain, another big landmark. We also was able to see Metropolitan Church. And while we were there, just so happened that 150 new priests were just ordained. That was not planned, just so happened to be the same day that we were visiting. We did also see the famous stairs of Brazil. Shout out to Farrell's Result, which made it famous for a lot of people. Went to the beach. Copacabana Beach is very popular, more so for tourists than it is locals.
I've seen those stairs in that video. Beautiful, Snoop Dogg. Those stairs are somewhere in the favelas. The favelas is where the local people live. How would you describe the local people?
Yes, the stairs are in the beginning part of the favelas, and even our Uber driver, when she was going up the hill, she was like, just be careful. You have people out there trying to sell you anything, and I mean anything. You have people selling the fruits, ices, beer, bracelets. They're gonna be in your face like, hey, buy this, buy that. They're just trying to find any means to get money. Also, they will tell you once the street lights are on, you should be gone.
That's useful information and an insight into the local people in that street retail market. What other customs or traditions did you find most interesting?
They're dancing. We did the little show of traditional instruments. and dance.
Give us some travel tips for going down to Brazil. What would you recommend to someone that's never been there before?
First things first, have fun, but leave all your valuables at home. If you love it, you want it, leave it at home, okay? Especially your jewelry. They are really big on robbing people. We did a tour one day and a driver literally walked me to the door of my hotel because he was saying how a lot of people on their motorcycles and bikes, they like to rob your chain, rob your purse as you're walking or crossing the street. Pack colorful clothing, go out, experience, but be safe. Don't wear designer items, leave it at home.
I get what that's like. Being from South Africa and traveling back there, family is always telling us, make sure you're not wearing anything fancy, stay out of certain places, and always make sure to keep your windows up when you're driving, because you never know when someone can just roll up and try to take your phone or your jewelry or glasses or whatever it is that you might have. In some countries, you need to be on your toes and make sure you're aware of your surroundings and make sure you're paying attention to what's going on. With all that being said, it was nice having you on again, Keke. It's always a pleasure. I wanted to give you a couple to give some parting words until the next time we see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I love to be here. Fun fact, because I forgot to do one today. For the Christ statue, there is a MIDI version in Portugal. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Knights Table. Today's guest is David Corley, a friend for over 20 years, well, more like a brother. He's a son, a father, and one of the realest people we know. He's here to explain his experience in and after the system. Let's talk about why and where you were incarcerated.
I had a charge called aggravated assault, SBI, or serious bodily injury. I was in a shootout. Two people got shot. I got locked up. I was in Allentown, PA at the time. So where I was incarcerated was Pennsylvania, SCI Fayette.
How long were you locked up for?
73 months. 6 years and a month. They can't get that time back. So
what was daily life in prison like?
survival. You mind your business. You gotta find your routine. I wake up and mind my business, go get my food, and look for a job. Same thing I do on the streets.
Could you tell us something that happened unordinary while you were...
With the shootout situation, I got locked up, and I was the only one who got locked up. I did wrong. I take my stripes, you know what I'm saying? But what I was offered was a 5 to 10. That's the deal I took. They gave me a 7 to 14 without explaining reasons why. So on my sentencing day, the detective told me that there was 4 people who shot at me, and they had all their guns and knew who the person was, and my lawyer never disclosed that information. So they sentenced me illegally. When they locked me up, I cursed the judge out. And when I went inside prison, it was hard for me to get in the law library. I've never been to jail, but I had the grievance to get in the law library. Then when I went to the law library, it was like one of the movies where they watched everything I did. They said I tried to incite a riot when I was in prison, threw me in a hole. My toilet cell, you could go like this and touch both walls. I had water in there, little black flies. I got to take a shit with slippers on, because it was a puddle. And their cleaning supplies, all they gave me was a brush. When I went to my home jail, that's how I knew that they was on me, because they took everything that I learned in the law library. They took all that.
Besides the brush, they took all your homework that you did to help yourself get out of a situation.
Right, left me for dead. I'm from Jersey, they knew that, but they sent me, the furthest they could send me about Pittsburgh. So it's a 6-hour drive to come see me.
All the challenges that you had to face while you were in there, knowing that you could have avoided some of this with the information that you received after, it's just crazy. But what was the biggest challenge you faced after you were released?
Getting back right with society, because what I came from, what I endured, what I went through, I don't want to go through that again. I come home, I'm trying to do everything not to be back in that situation. The hardest thing was to just fit in. I got 2 daughters. I got to get back right with them, but I'm broke. The biggest thing was just getting a job to provide and survive. That was the hardest challenge, getting back right.
How important was it to have your family and friends support when you got out?
It was major. You need that support from everybody that love you. I'm blessed to have my parents to be there to help me, and some of them fell off, but some held me down when I came home, and that's very important. We need that, because without that push, you could go left and go right back quick.
Aside from family, you usually assigned a parole officer or case manager. Tell us how helpful they were in getting you back acclimated to society.
Right, when you come home, it's different procedures for people who have different charges and crimes. Violent crimes, they treat a little different. I came home to a PO who looked at me as violent. You slip up, I send your ass back. That's how they come. So You have to be on time and make sure that you on top of you because they'll send you back. Their job is to send you back at the end of the day. But you do have good POs who care for you, don't want you to go back. My POs, because I had a few of them, they switched on me. A couple of them was good, and I had some bad jobs. When you come home, you gotta know what you want and go get it. Other than that, if you fall into it, you're gonna be right back in prison.
What programs and treatments do you required to complete when you got out? And how effective were they?
When I came home, they sent me to a halfway house in North Philly, Kentucky. Because Allentown, they didn't set me back in their city. So you go to the halfway house, it's nothing but programs. If you want to do right, they got programs to help you get right. You just got to want it.
That's
So I took the program, so then when I went back to Jersey, I had to do outpatient programs. When you get a job, you don't got to go to CRC. But if you don't got no job, you take your ass to CRC every day. So you rather go be somewhere making some money instead of sitting in here learning doing this jail shit. It's basically jail shit. People do care. The help is there if you want it.
What were some other ways that you managed your mental health? I can't imagine that getting back to the way things were, especially in environments that might trigger old behaviors.
You gotta care for what you care for the loved ones. You gotta have some type of pain for what you did. And once you understand that, anything is possible. The problem is not to dwell on and focus on the future. And if you see it that way, you're gonna succeed. I got kids, I gotta take care of them. I focus on the future.
Speaking on the future, how did you approach finding employment with a felony record?
In prison, I made 19 cents an hour. I made it up to 42 cents an hour. You get paid once a month, so that'd be like $80, $90 a month. And you need that bread. That's canteen. So $80 a month. I come home, I need a job to take care of my kids. So I went to a temp agency. I got a late night shift job because I had to take my kids to school. I'm back in their life, I'm daddy. I got to do my responsibilities. Baby mom, go ahead, buy the business, I got the girls. So now I got to get a job outside their life. So first morning I came home, I got jobs getting $290 a week, and I was chilling off that. So I know how to manage money now.
It sounded like you had your financial situation figured out because of how much you were making in prison versus how much you started making when you came out. But were there any financial assistance or job training programs that the system offered you?
Hell yeah. They do got help for you out here. They can get you some funding, they help you find jobs and all that. So I wasn't getting no funding. I did go, I'm saying EBT was food stamps. That's an event. We need that. Any type of come up. But if you want to work, you going to find a job out here. You just got to want to work. They have programs and funding for us specifically, for people who come home back into society.
That ties into my next question. What advice would you give to other felony record holders that are trying to rebuild their lives?
I want better. Take care of your kids, take care of your situation. That's what them streets. Leave that alone and focus on doing what you got to do.
How did you reconnect with the community after your release?
I don't want to say I reconnected. I don't need to be around here. You niggas stay at that park. That's it. I ain't want that no more. So I did everything else not to look like them.
They ain't going nowhere. But thinking they going somewhere, like you said, you gotta want it. It might seem cool and glamorous at first.
The percentage who fail playing the streets is higher than who succeed. It's like trying to play for the NFL.
Perfect analogy. If you can't play the game, get off the board. There's only real few who can play the game. And
they're mentally scarred. That's the mental health part too. If you succeeded in the streets, you're mentally scarred because you went through every devastation possible to succeed out there.
How has creating music served an outlet for your energy?
Oh man, I've been in the system since 15. Called my first assault in high school. I've been on probation. I'm 43. I just got off January. So I've been in probation in the system for 30 years. My therapeutic with the music is I need it because I get to express my feelings, and at that moment, that beat, it draws out of me. I get to talk my life. Music is a beautiful thing. It's expression, it's a feeling, and you can actually help. If somebody feel your vibe, catch your joint, you might change somebody's decision. It's powerful. Fitting my shit, talking my truth on that beat.
Your songs and your music have the power to change someone's situation. Speaking of change, how have your goals changed since you got out?
My goals ain't changed, but my path did. You can't plan your journey because you don't know what's the terrain ahead of you. Excluding people from your life, it helps. You can achieve your goals better because people, crabs in the bucket, pull you down. I'll focus on what I need to do. Everything good. Stay true to the goal. The path always going different.
There are always rocks thrown in the puddle, which causes ripples. So we always got to ride that wave wherever it takes us. This one's a little deep because it goes for the kids and the youth. What message do you have for them?
Do not let your pain choose your destiny. Don't let what you're going through now make you do some dumb shit that you're going to have to suffer later. Life don't get easier, it gets harder. The older you get, don't let your pain control you. That's the message I get to everybody.
Some real words of wisdom right there that really ring true. Everyone should really let that digest. Aside from that, what are your hopes and dreams for the future?
So many people hate, so much negative energy. My hopes and dreams is that everybody do them and spread love. But my biggest message is, man, love yourself first.
We appreciate you joining us and talking about your journey through the system. I know it's not the easiest topic to talk about, but like you said, you take the negative with the positive and keep putting one boot in front of the other. Any last words that you want to share?
What we say is put your goals in the line and knock them down one at a time. And don't be down on yourself about life. Get better if you want it to be better. Manifestation, mission.
For this episode of News You Can Use, we will be discussing the topic of mental health and recovery. We are grateful to have Kim Widener and Beth Balaban with us, who are dedicated to helping navigate the complexities of addiction, trauma, and various mental health challenges. They will share their personal journey and shed light on innovative approaches and fundamental principles guiding their work. We will explore the unique hurdles individuals face today, allowing us to gain valuable insights into practical steps that impact our mental well-being. Beyond symptom management, we'll address the root causes of mental health issues. Join us as we embark on an insightful conversation about fostering resilience and the role of family when it comes to mental health. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've been in the behavioral health field for a little over 20 years now, and I fell into this field by accident. I wanted to be a counselor or a social worker, and I picked up a minor in substance use. Several close family members and friends had struggled with substance use and mental health. My internship was in an adolescent residential center for teenage boys, and I fell in love with it. I loved the population. I loved working with kids and families, and I learned so much. So I started working with teens. I did that for about 5 years. After that, I worked with adolescents, working at a methadone clinic in Patterson. One of the biggest challenges I saw was families and patients really struggling to access care, especially when you're in crisis and you know you need help. You just don't know where to start. The system can be overwhelming. What I do now, I am a community resource. I help families and individuals find treatment options for themselves, help them understand what level of care is most appropriate for them, taking on that role of helping individuals and their families find the appropriate placement and knowing that it was a reputable program, not something that they could just Google or find online.
I started in the mental health field and substance use field in the late 90s as an adolescent counselor at an inpatient program. I am also a person in long-term recovery, so I know what it's like. It brought me to a place that I just want to be of service to help people find their next level. It's nice to be able to take the stress off the patient or the family in finding the right place that is the right fit for what you're looking to deal with.
What makes your approach to addiction unique?
In the last couple of years, the industry has definitely had a shift. About 15, 20 years ago, there was a black and white view of how to work with people looking for recovery. It has become more patient focused. One of the things that we do different is that we found a really great balance between meeting patients where they're at and helping them seek the best fit for treatment, but also understanding that they came to us for help with whatever issues are going on in their life or inside themselves.
Meeting them where they're at is the most important thing than being patient focused. The patients appreciate that. We get feedback saying that this was one of the first times that they felt they were treated like a person.
You mentioned each patient's journey being different and the fact that each patient wants to be treated as a person and not a problem. What's the biggest hurdle you see patients facing today?
Stigma. There's a lot of assumptions made about addiction. Building a community around them is really important. Outside of treatment, we suggest AA or NA or GA, any kind of program that can build the confidence of someone to reach out and make that step to get help.
Another area is access to treatment. I don't think a lot of people are aware of the multitude of levels of care and people that can serve them on their journey to recovery. Housing specifically for different populations, whether it be eating disorders or mental health or substance use, everything between art therapy and 12-step programs, inpatient, PHP, IOP.
You guys are out there in the public handling person to person. Can you give us an example of how you've helped someone access addiction recovery?
One of the biggest things that we need is the information. The system can be overwhelming. Payment should be the last thing you're worried about starting your healing journey. We want to know, where do you live? What are you looking for? What are your current challenges and struggles? Maybe they're looking for a trauma-focused program, a primary mental health program, or a primary substance use program. They might need detox, they might need residential, and then it's up to them. Another piece of our job is answering as many questions as we can and helping them understand what to expect. We want to make sure that they're in a reputable place that's going to take good care of them.
We're able to ask the right questions to get the exact information to hone in on what's needed and what level of willingness we're working with. Another thing that we're able to do is an 1.5 to 2 hour assessment to really dig in on what's needed and what the patient or client is willing to do. How many parents have said the trajectory of my kid's entire life was shifted because they went to treatment? That's such a privilege to be able to A, help, and B, get that kind of feedback to bring back to our clinicians.
That's really cool that you guys get that feedback and you get that positive energy from in the community. Are there any misconceptions about your work that you'd like to address?
We're just doing this because we get paid to do it. We are not getting paid extra to put a patient that comes to us in a particular facility or even in our facility. You're not appropriate for our level of care, so let me help you find the right level of care. And there's no bonus, there's no extra fee for that. Make sure you're asking, is there a psychiatrist on staff? How many hours of treatment? Are there groups? Are there individuals? Are there anything else outside of the groups and individuals? Are there family sessions? Will my family be involved in treatment? Just to make sure that they know what to ask in order to make an informed decision.
How can music play a role in recovery?
There's always going to be a song or an artist that you can feel connected to. We've seen music also be a creative outlet. It's really a great outlet for them to express themselves in ways that they weren't able to before. It's also great for mood regulation. It can snap you out of a really dark place, or it can ease your anxiety.
When I first got sober, I didn't have emotions. I was just so cut off from the world, so cut off from my own self. Music was my connection back to the world. Music is incredibly powerful in everybody's life, and it connects us.
You mentioned something about people sometimes not knowing what to do with their emotions when they're seeking help. What message would you like to share about seeking help?
It's a scary first step, but it's worth it. Especially if you are in a place where you feel alone or you feel like no one else understands. I encourage you to find a support system. It's taking that first step, and you have access to opening up and building the life that you've always wanted for yourself.
What's the greatest joy in my life is watching people hit their next level. I'm going to ask for help, or I'm going to get a therapist, or I'm going to talk to somebody, or I'm going to say something that's really hard. It's really, really simple, but it's really hard. Take a minute, but then do the hard things.
The first step is always the hardest thing to do, even asking for help. My next question is, what are the fundamental principles that guide you to your work?
Just be of service. It's not my journey, it's their journey. My job is to answer the questions and help them just get to that next spot.
Just always doing the right thing by people. When you do the right thing, everything balances out and everybody wins. One of the hardest things for people to believe is that a stranger cares about them. In order to get to the root, we really have to understand where they're coming from. The same solutions are not going to be the same for everybody.
It's the damage, it's the self-damage, it's the harm, it's the things that put everybody under stress. What we do in treatment is we talk about the solution.
It kind of hurts to hear that people hurt themselves purposely because they have these issues. That leads to my next question. What role does trauma play?
Trauma is one of the base roots of substance issues. True addiction, which is a part of your chemical makeup, I take care of myself. It's like the word self-esteem, right? Every choice we make creates the reality we live in. But when you come from trauma and not even realizing that you have trauma, it's too difficult to get over.
They may understand that they've been through some stuff, but they don't really identify it as having trauma, to really help them see that they can break through that and lead a healthier life and have solid coping skills, and just better understanding the trauma will lead to growth.
What would you say that the role of family involvement is in the recovery process?
In recovery, you need to be held accountable for the things that we have done in the past. You start to build a wall around yourself to self-protect. But I choose as a family member to not judge.
It's a gray area. Something that we can do is help teach them boundaries. There's been a lot of destructive behavior. The best thing they can do for themselves and for their loved one is to take care of themselves, to find their own support, find a village for themselves. And I think keeping healthy boundaries is really important for them.
How do you reduce the stigma surrounding the substance abuse within the community?
One of the things to take into consideration is language. You just said substance abuse. So substance abuse isn't really the lingo that is best matched with what we understand as substance use disorder. Substance abuse, the term, comes from an idea that people are abusing out of choice, whereas substance use disorder is more aligned with what we understand. Alcoholism and drug addiction is a disease. That's one of the first things we can do is ask questions, keep an open mind, and try to put ourselves in other people's shoes.
One way we can reduce stigma is by talking about it, is by having these conversations, and no one should be afraid to ask the questions. This is a lifelong journey. It's not something you can just fix overnight. This disease does not discriminate.
That's useful to realize that this could happen to anyone. It could be us, it could be people around us, people that we love. What can people do in their daily lives to prioritize their well-being?
People need to slow down. A lot of us are just surviving, checking off boxes, but not really listening to our bodies or our mental health, our well-being, and what we need.
It's really hard to have such incredibly high standards all the time, to do everything right, to do everything perfect, to get everything done.
Welcome to Beyond the Bars. For this episode, we got our brothers Mischief, Sleaze, and Lachi, and we live from the Garden State. We'll be discussing Nightline and letting y'all listen to the track. But first, let's get to know a little bit about them. What made you get into hip-hop?
For me, my brother, he was all into rock. He had me breakdancing and everything. That's how I got into it. I seen him write it and spit it, so that had me wanting to do it. I didn't know I was going to evolve.
With me, I'm younger than him, so I do the same thing with my brother, because in California, me and my brother, we played with the music, writing for fun and trying to do things like that. Him and my brother, he started rapping, they was making songs, and I heard them. I wanted to rap. That's how I started doing.
I grew up in the era of Rakim and EPMD, the four founders of this hip hop. I got my pattern from listening to the music. I was always good at writing poems, and I was an English major, so I put the words and the pattern to the music based on, my experiences.
I had a little brother, and growing up, I wish we could have had that bond sharing the same music together, just getting our skills up together. How did y'all come up with the name Nigel? And don't get it twisted, it's not Nigel, it's not Nigel, it's Nigel.
Oh man. He the original Nigel. This whole thing is all my nephew. Because I couldn't feel comfortable calling like, what's up, little nigga? So came up with Nigel. What up, little Nigel? He's the essence of this whole thing. That's my guy.
Basically, we use profanity sometimes when we don't need to. He do some bad stuff, slip out, little nigga, little nigga. Then when it's time to come, we want to name the album. What name the group? Nigga. And the little nigga.
He the essence of the whole thing. He the nucleus, man. That's how our name became. We're nights always. Always. But this division of what we're doing right now, the Miguel chapter, that came from Man, which is Miss Son.
Appreciate y'all explaining the name to us. Shout out to David Jr., aka Man, aka Lil Miguel. I know the Nightline is where we all text each other at, but tell us how you came up with the track Nightline.
Shouts and always love and peace to LES Beats.
Always.
LES Beats. He shot that beat to us on the Nightline. Hence the name of the song. So, like, we all, he sent the beat, we all on the Nightline. These artists, right. Collectively, artists here, beat they like won't. Miguel said we want that beat. That's the Nightline beat. So it's basically Nightline is everybody speaking their part. Everybody get a hook and a verse. We on a Nightline, just like we text message all of us together, everybody say their part. That's where Nightline came from.
Wow. I like it. So what we gonna do now? Press that play button.
Live and direct from the Garden State, Jersey. We got hot lots in the building. Lots. These niggas sleeping on your motherfucking skin. For real. These niggas sleeping on your motherfucking bars. For real. Saying you don't fucking go hard. Lot, you better show these niggas what the fuck. Come on.
We had to wean them out. Lodge, what you thinking? It's time to clean the house. Fuck the cons. Damn, it's like that. A couple niggas lost. Said it all. No name nigga, we let them get involved. I told the crew, keep eyes wide. I never trusted dude. But down the ride, most of the time, the homies let them slide. Me, on the other hand, though, was never I. Now I'm grown, a homebody. Ain't checking for nobody. Somebody get my kid up this counter. This is that life. No longer living that fast life. Ski mask and gat life. Got bags at half price life. The trife life. Rolling dice. The fast cash life. Remy sipping, driving with pistols. The ab life. This my past life. Circle is thinner than fine linen. My niggas ain't eyewitnesses shit. With my business with eyes on fine living. Survived the hard living dog. Listen, still ain't nothing to strap when I visit.
Yo, we from the city where niggas chitty and bang bang. In order to survive, do the same thing. Don't alarm me, my army bringing that major pain. Be worried cause shit gets scary like Stranger Things. We from the city where niggas chitty and bang bang. In order to survive, do the same thing. Don't alarm me, my army bringing that major pain. Be worried cause shit gets scary like Stranger Things. You can't be oblivious when it's serious. Why I'm looking over there? Cause I'm curious. There ain't nothing like sleeves. I got big dreams. I'm trying to sightsee with Spike Lee. Fuck who likes me. I'm in night scene with my night team. Doing nice things. I wake up in life like a jungle dog. And guess what? It's the planet of the You can take it for granted if you want to. Please a vice grip, grip it till it don't budge. Don't bang if you ain't saying what up, cuz.
What's up, cuz?
I roll with my bros, the one that show me love. The lyrics be rockin', but the beat sells. If I ain't with Miss Charlotte, I'm with Little Miguel. Whatever I do, I excel. Smoking that Bobby with Whitney, waiting to exhale.
That's my name, that's my attribute. 30 in the clip, you wanna see what I attach it to? Midnight Mission. I'm not attracted to the fame. Nigga, happiness and pain, I'm attacking it the same. Midnight Mission. That's my name, that's my attribute. 30 in the clip, you wanna see what I attach it to? Midnight Mission. I'm not attracted to the fame. Nigga, happiness and pain, I'm attacking it the same. The vision is clear, but my eyesight getting blurry. So don't come to the derby if you worried about getting dirty. Stay hungry and thirsty, any adversity burst me. I'm not taking it personally, somebody gon' cash the reimburse me. Jersey certainly learn me, I'm worthy attorneys. Adjourn to burn me, they ain't deter me from my journey. The tides is turning, the furnace is burning. I'm high, the times is perfect. I put work and I earned it, I deserve it. That's how you learn it, like a Singleton movie. Goofy, moving loosely, you're losing. No way to wrong, the right that we doing. I use this and use it, you snooping, you stupid. I shoot it, I hit movement, still a student to the blueprint. I use sense and got a couple more than a few sticks. The truth is, fuck what you did if you don't do shit. I'm a man, dog, what I do, I stand on. Put my stamp on and transform when it's hands on.
See, this ain't about love.
Tune in to the next episode, Maximizing Effectiveness.
My pops will be joining us to discuss stretching your dollars in Ecuador.
Tom talks to us about meditation and how it helps you focus your intention.
Habert Flex teaches us how he went viral.
And Mickey Bourbon brings us to track on what to do when the rent is due. Nice.